Welcome to coverage of live high school football, powered by KX Sports on the Dakota's CW.
Good evening. Welcome to New Salem-Almont here as the South Border Mustangs take on the New Salem Holsteins. And we're already off to a quick start as the officials got the game started as they throw it off to the left side. It's connected to Trevor Schmidt, and he's out of bounds, pushed into New Salem territory. It was a 3rd and 6 that got this telecast started, but now we are officially into the first quarter, just about a minute and a half under it, and Ryan Blank here alongside me calling this one. 2 ranked matchups here in 9-man between South Border and New Salem. South Border won the toss, chose to receive, and they are off and running on offense here with a first down.
Yeah, and on that last play, Berkeley France, sophomore, comes in on the run, facing pressure. Very good throw, but then the cutback from Schmidt.
The direct snap in to Cole Stock, who rumbles ahead with the pile. Maybe a gain of 3, and it brings up a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 7.
And you're going to see that a lot. They're going to do a lot of direct snaps. They're going to give you a lot of different looks, and they're going to run up the gut. That's where they want to face you, is in the trenches, because that is their model of football, is physicality in the trenches.
May seem a lot similar to a Beulah offense that we called last year between them and Shiloh Christian. As South Border staying undefeated this year, entering this one looking to win a regional title. Throw outside, caught by Levi Buchholz as he gets behind the defense and is all the way for a touchdown. Early lead for the Mustangs here in the first.
And Levi Buchholz, top receiver on this team, coming in with just under 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. They get him the ball in space and let him work because he got a lot of speed and a lot of breakaway speed, and you saw that. Gave him the ball in space, did that perfect screen pass. Once he has room, he just takes off.
43 yards on the reception for Buchholz, and the Mustangs are off and running here on the road, looking to make a statement against a team that they have not beaten in their program history, going for 2. Just 2.5 minutes into this one. One of the option, throws it out to the end zone, and it's caught. Connor Koziak, 2-point conversion, 8-0 South Border. And what a start for the Mustangs here on the road.
And that's exactly what you want to do. We talked about before this, Phil. What's the idea going and winning the coin toss and receiving, and they wanted to go out and post their will, get an early lead, and that's what they do. And right there, you're seeing New Salem. They're going to stack the box, going against the run, and beautiful play action. You see a little bit of Aaron Rodgers-esque play from Berkeley France there, hiding the ball behind his back, and has a wide-open Connor Koziak in the end zone. Great start for the Mustangs.
Certainly a great start, and you don't usually see teams choose to receive to start the game, but I think this was a tone setter of a drive for the Mustangs, and certainly wanted to show up here on the road against the Holsteins. But now it is New Salem's turn for a rebuttal as we get to see their offense for the first time tonight.
And that's going to be key, especially after some red zone struggles last week. Can they get into the red zone quick, and can they execute is the real question.
They're coming off of a 14-8 loss in overtime to Hettinger County on the road. A rare regular season loss for the Holsteins at the 9-9 level as a kick flies over the head of Will Mossbrucker, takes it over to the left side, and is tackled just ahead of the 20-yard line. And that's where the offense will get going.
And you look at this Holsteins offense, Brock Norton, Wyatt Kuhn, those two are the headliners. Those are their top guys. And it's going to be key to establish a run early to see if they can get some open lanes in the passing game. You look at the 2 corners for the Mustangs in Koziak and Buchholz, 10 interceptions combined in just these first 6 games.
Landon Tellman will be the quarterback tonight, the junior. A little under 800 yards on the year, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He lines up under center. Going to pitch it to Brock Norton. Bouncing outside, met by a gang of Mustangs. Maybe a gain of a couple yards on that play.
And that's great work from Brock Norton using his agility, because you saw some Mustangs in the backfield, made a couple miss, turned something into nothing, and that's key, especially on your first play. You don't want to get behind the chains early on.
Not against this defense, who has proven that they are one of the top units in nine-man football going into this one. We'll say 2nd and 7 for the Holsteins. Tellman under center. Takes the snap, drops back. First pass of the game to Kuhn, and Wyatt Kuhn makes the grab, but no, it drops it at the last moment. Looked like he had it in his hands. We're going to call it incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, it was interesting because you look there, and Ethan Myers open on the close side of the field on the near sideline, wide open, going into a little bit of traffic, and the hit just jarred that ball loose from Kuhn.
Wyatt Kuhn, a tough man to cover this year. The 6'4", 205-pound tight end. Certainly could be getting looks at the next level. Only a junior this season. 3rd and long for the Holsteins. Ethan Meyer in motion. Fakes the handoff. Tellman. Gonna be met at the line. No gain there, and Mustangs force a 4th down.
And right away, you're seeing guys like Trevor Schmidt get pressure, and you're seeing Tellman a little bit frantic, not knowing what to do with the ball, and he takes off, needs to get into his drop, let the play develop a little bit before moving out, and now early punt.
Early punt for the Holsteins. Tellman will be the one that is punting it away. Connor Koziak will be standing back to receive. Little dribbler up to Tellman as he punts it over to the right side. And a bounce out just past the 50-yard line, and that is where the Mustangs will take over at the 49. Already up 8-0, just under 8 minutes to go in this one.
And this is the challenge for the Holsteins. They got behind the chains on that 2nd down incompletion. Now they have to get a stop in great field position for South Border. This is where they went to that screen pass and had that big touchdown to open it up. Challenge is, can you defend the run?
Kleingen talked about gap control, and they were certainly controlling the gaps in that first drive, but it was getting outside that made South Border effective. Handoff, Koziak, met at the line. There's Wyatt Kuhn, one of the leading tacklers for the Holsteins, tackling him behind the line. Maybe no gain there.
And you're seeing Wyatt Kuhn come flying through. Good hole developed by that line, but when you've got a strong middle linebacker like him, comes through with the powerful hit, maybe a gain of 1, if anything there. Looks like it's 2nd down and 10.
Easy to identify Wyatt Kuhn tonight with the pink gloves that he's rocking. He'll be all over the football field defensively. 9 tackles per game for the junior.
He is the engine that lets this defense go.
Snap, toss, Koziak bouncing out to the left side, following blockers, sheds a tackle, gets past the 1st down, and into Holstein territory. We're going to mark him just shy of the 40-yard line.
This is a little bit different than what you usually see from South Border. They want to go straight up the gun, but they're seeing their successes to the outside, and that's where they're going to go.
Looks like they were short of a 1st down, so it's 3rd and short. A direct snap to Koziak. He gets the 1st down and across the 40 to move the chains. Koziak certainly a big part of this offense coming into this one, a senior, and he's certainly going to get some all-state looks for the South Border Mustangs. Certainly a fantastic player and the engine that keeps this offense humming.
And he missed all of last year besides that last game, and he's averaging nearly 10 yards per carry coming into this one, 12 touchdowns. He does it all, not just running the ball, but receiving and passing as well.
1st down, Koziak taking the direct snap, bouncing left side, and met by some Holsteins, maybe a gain of 1. They'll bring up 2nd and long.
And so far, you have to give credit to the Holsteins. They're doing a solid job of containing Koziak. Like I just said, nearly 10 yards a carry. They're doing their best, and they're doing a good job limiting him getting out in space and getting those 10, 15-yard runs so far.
We've had the one big play by the Mustangs, but it's been chipping away here yards by yards here in this first quarter, just halfway through. 8-0 South Border. Koziak again, flips it up ahead. That's Levi Buchholz that takes the gain, and we'll get to 3rd and manageable territory.
Levi Buchholz, he doesn't just do it in the receiving game. He does have some carries, has 14 rushes coming into tonight, and that's the style of run that he has. they're going to do that quick touch pass, but it's not going to come from Berkeley France. It's usually going to come from Connor Koziak. Just some of those different quirks that Elvin Melmer puts in to keep the defense on their toes.
So I guess you could say Koziak's 10 for 11 now on the year.
10 for 11 now.
With that 5-yard connection. 3rd and 5. Snap up ahead. Not going to be much for the Mustangs. That's Cole Stock on the carry, and that'll bring up 4th down. We're going to be looking at 4th and 2 for the Mustangs, and they're certainly going for it here in Holstein territory.
Evan Melmer told us before this game that he went for it on 4th and 10 at his own 10-yard line. There's no doubts. He's going to go for it here.
Punting's in a vocabulary for South Border. Getting out from under center. Snap to Koziak. Left side, I don't think he got there. Maybe. We're going to see. He's right at the sticks, and they're going to say no. It's Holstein football. So what a stop by New Salem as they got Koziak short of the first down marker.
Huge stop by Wyatt Kuhn in there. Seeing the hole, Berkeley France trying to be that lead blocker, but getting close, very close, maybe mere inches. But the Holsteins stand tall. That's a huge stop because early on you don't want to get down by multiple possessions here.
Certainly not against the South Border team who could just run this clock out early in this one. Possessions are limited when both teams can run effectively in this one, as we now have the Holsteins taking over just past their 30-yard line. Tellman under center. Going to hand it off. Not much doing there. Met at the line. South Border line looking good with Daniel Schumacher in on the tackle.
We've been talking about the middle linebacker for the Holsteins in Wyatt Kuhn, but we have to talk about Daniel Schumacher, the middle linebacker for the Mustangs. He does it all. 53 tackles, leads the team, 9 of those for loss. Also has 2 sacks. He is the heart of the front 7 for this Mustangs defense.
The Mustangs defense have forced 16 turnovers so far this year. Delman going to hand it off to Mayer. Mayer up ahead, maybe a gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down for New Salem. Just a perfect night of football in late September. 63-degree kickoff. Barely any wind that you can consider here tonight. Much different story than last week when we got that monsoon that dumped all over North Dakota. But just a beautiful night for 2 of the best teams in 9-man going at it. Tellman in the shotgun for 3rd and 5. Takes the snap. Drops back. Looking outside. Wyatt Kuhn just out of his reach. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down, and surely the Holsteins will punt.
And that's a throw that you have to have there. Wide open for Wyatt Kuhn. Also, room to run as well. You had the safety over there. That's Glaceman for the Mustangs late over there, so he had room to run. And that's just a throw that you're definitely going to want to get back if you're Tellman.
So it's Koziak back to return. A little bit of a stoppage from our refs. Looks like a substitution from the Mustangs as we get ready for play here on 4th and 5. Tellman with the punt. Kicking it ahead. Koziak looking to possibly field it. And no, he's just going to down it there. Down by Brentley Steffel.
You're seeing Steve Klingen for the Holsteins on the sidelines, very upset. Seemed to be something with the official. Thinks there was maybe a pre-snap penalty.
It might have had an offsides. That would have been a big call for the Holsteins to get a first down, but nothing doing there. And New South Border will take over on offense here. Just under 3 minutes to go. Got a good one. This is going to be a good one in store. I don't anticipate this being a blowout in any certain way. It's going to be 2 of the best teams, and a region title on the line will tell you those implications throughout the game for both teams. As Berkeley France taking the snap, Faking the handoff. This time he's going to roll left by himself. Has some room. Gets up ahead. Possible first down and more. And tight ropes the sideline. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. They're going to place him at the 39-yard line. But a first down for the Mustangs.
And that's one of the key reasons that they love Berkeley France as a guy to take over for two all-state quarterbacks. Not an easy situation for him, but his ability to run and his ability to make plays with his legs. That's key for him, especially when they like to go play action and put him on the run when he throws.
Not just that, but the way he faked that ball, it was hard to kind of follow, and I know they were selling out on Koziak there. He's been good so far. 1st and 10 at the 40 for the Mustangs. Koziak France in the shotgun with Cole Stock there, and it's a handoff. No, it's going to be taken himself. Berkeley France is going to take it himself, so 2 straight runs for the quarterback.
And you see that a lot. There's a lot of fake handoffs. They like to keep defenses on their toes, and they're doing that because they're mixing in so many different guys. You're seeing Levi Buchholz take some touch passes. Connor Koziak's going to be the lead guy, but Berkeley France showing off his legs. Cole Stock getting in there as well. So many different guys that they're going to get it to because they need to spread the ball around to confuse this defense.
South Border moving with a little pace here on offense. Is it a handoff to Cole Stock? He bounces left side and can't quite stay on his feet. He does get a first down. They're going to mark him into Holstein territory down to the 47-yard line.
And that's Cole Stock. He is lower center of gravity, and he's physical. And you see that bouncing off tackles, fighting and churning his legs. That's the difference. Connor Koziak, he's more of an agility guy. Your bruiser is Cole Stock.
And in the shotgun look all drive, Cole Stock again, left side, same idea. We got a flag as he gets past the first down marker. We'll see what the penalty is. Like a gain of 12 or so, but it could be a holding on South Border.
It looks like it could be a hold over on Clay Jacob, one of the starting guards for the Mustangs.
But what do you think of the pace that South Border is moving at? They seem to be quickening it up a little bit to keep the Holsteins off balance.
And that's what you have to do. You can't be so methodical. Again, you don't want to put that Holstein offense out there with the weapons they have, but you want to keep that defense on their toes, especially when you have a lead. Try to do some different things to maybe increase that lead, and that's what they're doing. I think going up-tempo is a smart idea. Now that you've got the penalty, you have to slow it down a little bit. Maybe you have to go to the pass here.
So 1st and 20. Back just behind the 45. France takes the snap, looking to throw. Back pass to Cole Stock, wide open. Can he get there? 10 and in. Touchdown, Mustangs.
56 yards. Wow. You go with the wheel route on that far side with Cole Stock in there. If you're looking at it, it's up to Isaiah Ballum, one of the linebackers, to come over and try to cut that off and at least defend it. But no, wide open. Miscommunication. You saw Berkeley France. He is attracting so many eyes with his legs, especially from what he's done on this drive, and everybody attracts to him. Wide open Cole Stock, another touchdown, his second passing touchdown of this one, especially when they are getting these chunk yards and it's big plays setting it up.
According to our stats, that's Cole Stock's first catch of the year, and it goes for 55 and a touchdown. 2-point try now. France taking himself to the right side, looking for the pylon. Does he get it? Signal says yes, and it's a 16-0 South Border lead on the road here in the first quarter.
And that's a beautiful play design, similar to what they were doing on that first 2-point conversion, but this time, instead of having Connor Koziak roll out, which he did, but you saw the defense, they kind of laid off a little bit, and that gave France his lane, and he sneaks just inside. So far, everything is going right for South Border. Not so much for the Holsteins. They got to turn around here.
You got to imagine if you're Cole Stock, you see that ball up in the air for so long, knowing that you haven't made a catch all year, that's got to feel like an eternity with how long that ball's been in the air for him.
Yeah, and once you saw Cole Stock, he seemed excited. He was ready for it. And like you said, it was kind of a blooper of a throw. But when you have that much space, you settle in. You don't try to do anything crazy. Just deliver it to him in the numbers, and that's what Berkeley France did. So far, the offense for the Mustangs is doing exactly what we expected. heavy run to set up the pass for big plays, and we've seen that now twice. It has resulted in 2 scores.
I believe Berkeley France is 2 for 2 today with 2 touchdowns and 100 yards.
And then we also have, of course, Connor Koziak 1 for 1 with a touch pass as well.
There you go. So perfect passer rating, I'm assuming, by our calculations so far here in the first quarter. The Holsteins looking to get back into it now as we kick it away. Moving back is bringing it up to about the 30-yard line.
But a flag thrown close to the 25 could be a hold, maybe a block in the back.
Landon Tellman that was on the return. Pardon me, Will Mossberger. Block in the back. So that'll bring the ball back.
That's a bad penalty. Pushes them back all the way to their own 10-yard line. For an offense that's struggling to get to a first down, that's struggling to find a rhythm, penalties are only going to make it harder.
We'll see if they can get into rhythm here. They had a little bit of success on their first drive, but not much after that. Tellman passing it out to Ethan Mayer. Mayer met at about the 18-yard line. It's Carter Glossman with the tackle.
And I like that play design. Try to get your quarterback in a rhythm with some short passes early on, and that's a great play. Gets you 5 yards. That's a solid chunk on first down.
Winding down past our final minute here in the first quarter of South Border and New Salem-Almont here on a Friday night out here in the Prairie. Tellman going to hand it off. It's Norton. Norton up ahead, and he's got enough for a first down right at the 30-yard line.
Norton showing off his physicality there. Sheds a couple tackles at the line, but then gets that first down and lowers the shoulder for a couple extra yards.
Clock winding. We'll see if New Salem snaps another play here before the quarter is over.
Looks like they are not going to, and they're going to take it to break. But that's a great start to this drive, and that's what they need, a couple plays to get a first down, get into a rhythm, and get deep into downfield a little bit, and that's a good starting point for the second quarter.
All right, so we'll take a break. We'll be right back with second quarter action. South Border leading 16-0 over New Salem-Almont. All righty, thank you. If you want to build some stats, you can do whatever you need to.
You want to erase this? These 2 plays at the top.
Yeah, you can do that.
Can you do it while I start tallying stuff up? Here's this. And then those last 2 plays, just put them at the top.
Can you hand me the black pen?
Of course. It is right by the TV.
Alrighty. One minute. I don't know if you heard him. All right, back for second quarter action here. New Salem with a first down at the 30. Looking to get some points on the board. Tellman handing it off. This time it's Alex Brandt besting it out to the left side. Getting near the first down marker. He'll be just shy. It'll be a second and short. A gain of 9 for Alex Brandt.
And I love how the Holsteins are not shying away from the physicality up front from the Mustangs. They're running it up the gut, trusting that offensive line, and so far it's working on this drive.
It's not early. It's not too early to panic yet. They want to still establish this run. 16-0. It feels like a big deficit, but still plenty of ball game left to go here. Tellman in the shotgun on second and short. This time handing it off. It's Norton. Norton looking for an angle and gets a first down, but we do have a penalty marker on the play. We'll see what happens here. It was good enough for a first down.
Good first down run to the outside. It just depends on the penalty here.
We have a face mask penalty on South Border, so tack on 15. I think the call was going to be on Trevor Schmidt. So now New Salem-Almont in South Border territory for the first time tonight.
And now the offense starting to find a rhythm. That penalty helps as well. This is where you're going to see maybe a little bit more creativity because this is where you see more four-down territory as well.
And if it's Brandt up the middle. Shoestring tackle makes it second and short again. The rhythm is here for New Salem right now.
And you're seeing they're now mixing in more Alex Brandt, not just going straight Brock Norton, giving you a couple different looks if you're looking at it for the defense.
Got to credit the guys on the line up front right now, playing well for New Salem on this drive. Ray Hawley, Isaiah Ballum, and Jarrett Sanders up in front. In the shotgun, second down. Hand it off. It's Norton now. And Norton fights his way ahead, and it looks like we got enough for a first down.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. You have that short yardage, play into that physicality. Show that you're not afraid of it, and that's what Brock Norton does. They go with their bruiser back, and it's just enough, a gain of 4.
And there we go. We're moving the chains. So New Salem moving along here. Got a fantastic crowd here on hand as well. Both sides of the football field littered with fans, of supporters of these two teams. Tellman again in the shotgun. Who's he going to? Quick outside to Mayer. He's going to be tackled quickly at the 30. In on the tackle, it looks like Luke Pietz.
Luke Piat's another one of those linebackers. Does a great job coming in, sealing off. Had a block downfield for Mayer, but comes in and takes away a big play opportunity and makes a tackle. Not a bad gain, 3 yards on first down. Now you're seeing some more creativity. They're going to mix in the pass a little bit because they've going heavy run since that first play of the drive where they did throw the ball.
They've been in this same formation all drive, the two running backs on each side of Tellman. This time, handing it to Norton, going to the right side. Good block. Falls along past the 30, down to the 20. And we got enough for a first down. So we're in the red zone.
What you're seeing a lot with these teams, Phil, it's a lot of running to the outside because they see the physicality is up front in the trenches with those lines. You're not going to get a lot of running lanes. So each team is starting to track outside, and that's where you're seeing those bigger runs of 5, 10, even 15 yards.
Alex Brandt throwing a pretty good block on the outside as well to spring Norton loose. And the Holsteins in rhythm. They just hope this ends in points. They had a tough time scoring in the red zone last week against Hettinger County.
This is their first test in the red zone here tonight.
We got a tackle behind the line. Alex Brandt swallowed up by Clay Jacob.
Clay Jacob right there sheds his block quick and is there even before Brandt can take the handoff for himself. Great play, and that's a big play, especially now your defense has their back against the wall. You want that bend, don't break style.
So now a second and long. So the first time they're really behind the downs on this drive. And so it'll put Tellman behind center now. Norton in the backfield. Fake, looking, rolling to his right. Still looking for someone. Throws it to the sideline and just throws it away. So it'll bring a third and long.
And there, what I'm seeing from a lot of the receivers are they're kind of standing around. When you see your quarterback scrambling, we got to get some movement. We got to find ways to get open. He's keeping his eyes downfield. Receivers have to be moving along, trying to find an opening for him to get a pass off. And now, biggest test, 3rd down and long.
You just want to get a chunk here because you know New Salem is going to go for it on 4th down deep in this territory.
Exactly, 4th down territory. Get a chunk, 6-7 yards, and you'll be happy with it.
So Tellman under center, Norton behind him. Step back, looking, nearly gets sacked, going to run for it, scrambles past the 15 and pushed out at about the 13-yard line.
And you're seeing right away it's those defensive ends, it's Schmidt, it's Gettle, getting pressure, and you're seeing Tellman move up in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, but then has to take off. He gets a chunk back, and it's about half, maybe a little bit more. That's a very good play for 3rd down, because now 4th down and short, you'll take that.
So 4th and 3. We'll see if they stay on the ground. They have the 1 run for loss. This drive taking up nearly 4 minutes here in the 2nd quarter. Just over 8 minutes to go. Tellman in the shotgun. Mayer in motion. High snap. Hands it off. Brandt. Can he get past the line? He cannot. And South Border turns over the Holsteins on downs.
And maybe there, I don't like that play call because you saw what they did, getting to the backfield, getting a lot of pressure, stacking the box on that 1st down. I would have gone to Ethan Meyer again on a quick screen pass. And again, those are getting some chunk yards, 5-6 yards. That's all you need for that 1st down. Play calling there, maybe go a little bit more towards the pass on 4th and short, just getting something quick to the outside.
So a tough pill to swallow for the Holsteins, and now it's South Border that is going to be on offense here, looking to extend their 16-0 lead here in the 2nd quarter. A big turnover on downs for the Mustangs.
Each team doing a great job getting those turnovers on downs. Defense is showing out here a little bit.
There's a keeper by France. Just a gain of a couple yards. We're going to have about a 2nd and 7. Call it 2nd and 6.
And in that 1st quarter, what stands out to me is South Border dominated time of possession, despite even going up-tempo a little bit late. 170 total yards. And again, a lot of that's to those big passing plays for touchdowns. But 17 plays compared to 10 plays for the Holsteins, and they only averaged about 2.8 yards per play in that 1st quarter. That's not what you want to see.
Their drives have lasted a long time, and they've gone a long ways each time they've had the ball. We got a penalty, pre-snap penalty. Let's see what it is. It looks like an encroachment on New Salem. So they'll give South Border 5 yards. Oh, never mind. That is not. We're going to back it up.
You saw Wyatt Kuhn after that start clapping. He saw one of the linemen jump. That's going to be a false start. And now South Border's behind the chains. Not what you want. Both teams now strong with some penalties. We didn't see that early on, but penalties, we're seeing more and more flags thrown as this game progresses, Phil.
Coach Melmer not quite too pleased with that call, leading to the refs of seeing what happened there. Coach Melmer in his 2nd season, 14-2 record overall. Pretty good start to his South Border tenure.
And he is not happy. I talked to him before the year. This is a respect year because they haven't had success in the playoffs. That's what they're aiming for.
Oh, my goodness. Levi Buchholz almost broke free again, but a nice tackle from Wyatt Kuhn there. Keep him from breaking out there on the end around.
Shoestring tackle, and once again, it's that touch pass. You've seen the crowded huddle with Koziak and France and going to that touch pass. Does just enough, and now you got 3rd down and short.
3rd and short for the Mustangs. It's going to be Koziak, going to follow his quarterback, battles at the line. Looks like he's right at the 35, which is where the 1st down marker is. And we're going to call it a 1st down. Move the chains.
Just enough, and you're seeing Berkeley France. He's not afraid to lay a block. He's doing a great job acting as that lead blocker for his running backs.
Koziak this time, patiently waiting. Moving up ahead. A good gain of 6 now. Chunk yardage for South Border. And they're taking some time off the clock as we move halfway through this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You have a lead. Now slow it down. Go ahead, run the ball because you're finding a lot of success, especially going to the outside.
Koziak this time patiently looking, going to his left side, and he's tackled from behind. There's Brock Norton on the tackle. Looks like we're short of a first down.
Looks to be close. Once again, if I'm New Salem, I'm stacking the box here. They're having France act as a lead blocker up the gut. Get 6, 7, 8 guys up there.
So third and short. Hurrying it up. It's going to be up ahead. And the Holsteins get behind the line. It was Cole Stock on the carry. And I don't think it's going to be a first down. And, yeah, they're going to be short. It's fourth down.
And that's what they did, stack the box. Now you can expect that again. Maybe watch out. Buchholz on the line. Watch out for a rollout and some play action.
It's Koziak looking to get past the first down. He does. And they'll extend this drive down to the 40-yard line. Key play there. Boy, they hurry it up, don't they?
And that's what they want to do there. Not let the defense get set. And you're seeing New Salem on that play, pre-snap, they're kind of jumbled. They're not fully set and in their spots. And I think that's the difference in getting that first down.
South Border entering some unfamiliar territory going into this one, looking for their first region title with a win and some help tonight. They're helping their own cause right now, 16-0. Taking it himself, Berkeley France up ahead. He's got plenty of daylight ahead of him to the 20, to the 10. He's gone. Goodbye. Touchdown, South Border. 60-yard run, Berkeley France.
And you're seeing it for Berkeley France. The confidence has grown over the year. And you're seeing right away, that is play action, and he keeps himself on the read option, but he sees the safety, Ethan Meyer, he's on that far side of the field, no safety, no cornerback on that near side, and he knows if he can get through that initial block at the line of scrimmage, he has room to run, and he does. Great play design and great run from Berkeley France. 3 total touchdowns now.
Berkeley just a sophomore, but he doesn't play like it, does he? We got an extra point attempt. It's high, and it's good. So add another. It's 23-0 here on the road. South Border leading with 4:10 to go.
You mentioned, Phil, they're doing their job, but they need some help tonight from Hettinger County, who upset the Holsteins last week. If South Border can hang on here and get a win, and then Hettinger County beats Kidder County, the Region 4 crown belongs to the Mustangs.
But, of course, on the flip side, New Salem-Almont, for as how down they are right now, I would like to remind you that they could score here at the end of the quarter here, and then they get the kickoff to return in the third quarter, so they could get this halftime double dip, but certainly a deficit they were not anticipating going into this one.
And that's how you have to look at it if you're Coach Kalangin, is that forget what's happened. Here we have an opportunity to not only get 1 score back, but 2. Focus on getting a good drive, taking some time off, finding the end zone, and then getting the ball back and doing it again. But just like last week, Phil, 5 red zone possessions, no points. And they were in the red zone just on their last drive, unable to score. Those woes continue. And that could be a question mark, not just for tonight, but the rest of the season. Because that's where the Holsteins are really struggling, because they're getting the ball downfield. They're just not finishing with points.
They certainly had some good success on their last drive, too. So it's not like they can get discouraged without everything. Now South Border is going to go short, but it goes right to a Holstein. So a little possible trickery here, onside kick attempt by South Border.
And an interesting call. You're ahead by 23 points. You don't want to give up a score and potentially have that double dip like you mentioned. But now you're right at midfield. First down, and you know that this offense can move it well. I think that's just a testament to this South Border defense and how they had that bend, don't break mentality, because they were bending by letting them get downfield, but they didn't break because they got that turnover on downs.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 50. 4:09 to go here in the first half. Tellman under center, handing it off. Brock Norton hesitates up ahead. Just a couple of yards there. And they'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And you're really seeing the Holsteins using the run game, which was perfect last drive. But I think you have to mix in some more screen passes. You've got Wyatt Kuhn, who doesn't have a reception yet, and Ethan Meyer. Get those two the ball in space and look what they can do. And the size of Wyatt Kuhn, he's a matchup nightmare. Maybe give him a 50-50 ball. He's got the advantage.
We'll see if they go to that. Single back formation. Norton in the backfield. Drop back. Throw it to Mayer. Up ahead. He gets behind the defense, possibly down to the first down, but we do have a penalty. We'll see what the call is.
It looks like this one could be going on Wyatt Kuhn. You're seeing him stand there frustrated.
Got a holding on the Holstein, so we'll push it back on the screen pass.
And that's got to be frustrating because you get that first down, if not you're at 3rd and inches with a screen pass, and you finally letting the pass game come through, and then a holding call, and now you're really pushed back. And now you're looking at starting field position at the 50. They're pushed back inside their own 45. Here, you have to get about half. That has to be the mindset, is focus on getting a good chunk. It's kind of like that 3rd to 4th down situation. Now, for them, it's 2nd to 3rd, but still get a good chunk, set up a good play on 3rd down to keep this drive going. Don't focus on getting it all back with one play.
Delman looking to swing it possibly, and then goes back pass. It's going to be the other tight end, Cole Gregerson, but he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. South Borders all over that play.
Almost a near horse collar tackle. You saw the defender for the Mustangs grab the back of the jersey, then let go. That could have been a big penalty, swinging the favor of the Holsteins on this drive, but a good stop, maybe a yard if that.
So it's a 3rd and long. Approaching halftime for the Holsteins. Got trips wide receiver with Kuhn in the middle of them. Drop back, going long. It's to Kuhn. Wyatt Kuhn goes up and reaches and gets it down to the 33. Wyatt Kuhn, his first reception of the game.
Took too long to get him the ball, and like I said, go to a 50-50 ball, and that's what they did. You see the advantage that Wyatt Kuhn has with his size. Why not go to him more? He found a soft spot in the defense because you saw South Border just kind of playing to not let the deep ball come into play with 3 guys deep back. So great play. Now build off of it.
Gain of 20-plus yards on that. Quick pass outside. It's Mayer. Mayer following his blockers. A little screen. Spins away inside the 30. And now we're cooking if you're the Holsteins.
And once again, going to the pass, that's where you're finding your success now. And getting the ball to Ethan Meyer has been crucial, and it's been great because you see what he can do in space. He's juke moves, he's spinning, he's twirling, he's doing it all. Get him the ball to him in space, and let's see what he can do. That's going to be key as this game continues to progress.
Approaching 90 seconds left here in the first half. Tellman looking for Mayer. One-hand grab, but he's met immediately by Luke Piatz. No gain there, and it'll bring up 3rd and short. We have a timeout, and it's a timeout for New Salem with 1:20 to go.
A great grab there by Ethan Meyer, but Luke Piatz, great coverage, not letting anything get too out of hand. But if you're Tellman there, you have to lead your receiver a little bit because you saw Meyer had a step or two on Piatz. If you can lead him a little bit, he hauls that in, he can cut up the sideline, and he has room to work with.
A little big picture to talk about with this new Salem-Almont team. You know, a team that won a state title a year ago, but of course a lot of new faces coming into this year. This is a group that only has 3 seniors. You talk about Mayer there as well. He's one of the 3 seniors on this group. So it's a group that's learning on the fly a little bit with the amount of returning players. And, you know, some learning experiences along the way. Obviously last week felt like a learning experience, according to Steve Kleingen, and, you know, looking to improve as they go and potentially make some noise. Certainly they want to win a title this year, but they also want to make sure these guys are set up well moving forward. Tellman in the shotgun, 3rd, and the snap goes over his head, and he's going to have to fall on it past the 40 down to the 42, a backbreaker of a play for New Salem.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want, especially with the clock winding down on the first half. You're approaching the red zone, 3rd and short. It's now 4th and long, and the situation has to be different. Now you have to go deep, and you got Wyatt Kuhn. You saw that earlier, a deep pass that worked. If I'm the Mustangs, I'm putting 2 guys out there, and I'm putting them on Wyatt Kuhn to make this play harder. You have to game plan the pass here after a loss of 18.
The clock is winding down. We'll see if they wind it down to the play clock and maybe do the heave there. And now they get a timeout with about 34 and a half seconds to go in this one. So essentially you could throw it down for a little Hail Mary and then hope that South Border doesn't score and with 30-something seconds left to go.
That has to be the hope. And you're seeing a lot of big chunk plays. You have 3 touchdowns of 45-plus yards from the Mustangs, so it's hard to stop that offense. But you have no other play here than to try to huck it up deep, go downfield looking for Meyer or Wyatt Kuhn and see what they can do. But if you're the Holsteins, your focus is, regardless of what happens here, do not let the Mustangs offense get anywhere close to the end zone because they still have all their timeouts. 3 timeouts and a lot of time, especially with the chunk plays that they're getting. Focus on keeping the game where it's at, or if you're able to convert here, find the end zone.
So 35 seconds to go, just under 35 seconds to go. We'll see what the Holsteins draw up here.
And the difference in this quarter is, looking at it, the Holsteins have dominated time of possession, have a lot more plays. They're having more success with sustained drives, but they have to turn those sustained drives into points and can't have these mistakes.
A pistol formation. Tillman dropping back, looking to throw deep. This time for Kuhn. Kuhn goes up and gets it again. They do it again down to the 18-yard line. Clock stops. We'll see if they go hurry up. Maybe they spike the ball here.
And you're seeing Tillman say, we have to spike it. We have to spike it. Clock's about to start.
And there we go. There's the spike with 24.8 seconds on the clock. So they drew it up. I think South Border knew it was coming, and they still couldn't stop it.
And I think if you're South Border and you're Evan Melmer, you have to be frustrated by that because it's the same play design that burns you on that 2nd and 18 after that holding penalty. And there, you have to find a body on Wyatt Kuhn. Nobody was there. He found that soft spot in the zone because, once again, the Mustangs just have that 3-man deep, have that border, don't let the touchdown come through. You have to get a body on Wyatt Kuhn. Otherwise, he's going to continually make those catches. This is a guy that is going to play college football somewhere. He's going to make those catches. You have to at least make it hard on him, and that's not what the Mustangs are doing.
It's easier said than done when you actually have to cover Wyatt Kuhn, but he's going to be a sensational player moving forward. Selman looking to swing it around, but now throws to the end zone. Wyatt Kuhn is there, and he is. Signal is a touchdown. Wyatt Kuhn there at the pylon and battles his way in, and the Holsteins are on the board just before the half.
And that is a huge turn. And you want to know the difference in this one? Wyatt Kuhn, 2 catches of 20-plus yards, and now the 16-yard touchdown catch. That's the difference. And now you don't have just a chance to make this a 2-possession game. If you can hold on for those 17 seconds, you can make this a 1-possession game because you get the ball to start the second half. This is great for the momentum for the Holsteins to get the offense going, but also that snaps the red zone woes as well.
A huge momentum. You get on the board, and then you can go into half and make the adjustments you need to and possibly score on the wraparound. Talman going for 2, going outside. Mayer, he makes the grab. Does he dive for the pylon? They're going to say no. He was short. And it's going to be a 6-point trip for the Holsteins with 17 seconds to go. So 23-6, South Border leading just before the half.
Phil, I don't know about that. That looked a lot closer. Looked like Meyer might have come out of the end zone to make the catch, but he extended for the pylon. That looked really close. From our angle, we don't have the best angle from where we are, but it looked like he might have gotten in. Maybe his foot was just out of bounds.
Well, you don't want to talk about players being short here at New Salem. Of course, a couple years ago, a rough playoff loss where Cavalier looked like they may have been stopped at the goal line, but ended up getting the 2-point conversion, and that sealed the deal for the Holsteins a couple of years ago in the other end zone in the state semifinal. So, but nonetheless, this is not a game that'll end anybody's season. So we're not talking about that yet. But this game can go a long way. If the Holsteins win this one, they have the inside track to a Region 4 title. They control their own destiny despite the loss to Hettinger County. Of course, South Border can really put a stranglehold on this region if they get a win tonight. 23-6, 17 seconds to go. We may look at some sort of squib action here.
Yeah, and that's what you have to think. When you see Brock Norton kick off, a lot of his kickoffs are short, and they're those high sky kicks. Might see that, but I would anticipate a squib.
A little short kick there. It's going to get to Buchholz. Buchholz looking over to the right side. He sheds a tackle, continuing to get to the midfield area. with about 9 seconds to go. See what the Mustangs do here.
They marked him back out at around the 40. That's where he stepped out. And maybe a quick run up the middle, maybe to midfield. Call your timeout, then take your shot. I don't know what the game plan here is, but you don't want to do anything crazy that can result in a turnover, that can be a return. Just
and it's a timeout.
Try to play conservative, but also try to attack. It's that balance that you have to try to find.
They certainly have 6'5" Trevor Schmidt on the other side. It can be like a Wyatt Kuhn on the other side, but certainly 9 seconds not a whole lot to do with anything. And so South Florida is going to talk about it with 9 seconds to go, their first time out of the half.
Still have to, if you want to get closer to midfield, even though you're at the 46, try to get a couple quick yards. Do that, burn a timeout, then take your shot. That's probably what I would do. You don't want to take your shot with 9 seconds left and potentially have to run another play or have a turnover occur. Run it, get a couple yards, make sure your running back knows, hey, we have to get down, call our timeout, then take your shot and let the clock run out.
Clock can stop on a first down as well, but of course you can call a timeout and not waste time trying to spike it. So,
yeah, I think in this situation you're not going to try to get up to the line. You got your timeouts. It's use them or lose them, so you're going to use those timeouts if you can.
So here comes the Holstein defense. 23-6, some good football. Big-time plays here in this first half. A lot of fun here in the Region 4 9-man action. France checks out of it. And he's going to look for the pass back. Going to throw it over, and nobody there, just over the head of Cole Stock. I think the Holsteins knew where that was going. They got burned on a play like that similar early in the.
That's the exact play that got them that huge touchdown to Cole Stock earlier in the first quarter, and that's a great defensive adjustment. You have an additional defensive back out there, which helps as well, but they're seeing that, and they're not just attracted to the eyes. They're seeing a late wheel route coming out of the backfield from Cole Stock, and now 2 seconds left. You're just going to take your shot, see what you can do.
We'll know if Berkeley France has 54 yards in his arm, but we'll find out here momentarily, and we have a timeout from New Salem ahead of this final play.
And that's a smart timeout if you're Steve Klein, because you want to make sure you have the right defense scheme here. You want to have your 3 guys back. You don't want anybody getting close to the end zone. So great call. Just trying to see what maybe they were lining up as to maybe see if you want to make an adjustment. But right now, you have to give credit to the Holsteins. When you get down 23-0, your mind can space out and you can be down, but they have continued to fight. And now after that touchdown, there is a momentum for them that's going to translate into halftime and coming out, getting that ball.
So just 2.3 seconds on the clock here. Holstein's trying to avoid any sort of disaster, as we got 3 wide receivers split out to the left side of France. Holstein's playing very deep. And they're just going to do a screen play here to Buchholz. Buchholz up ahead, sheds a tackle, and that'll end the half. So, at the end of 2 quarters, 23-6, South Florida with the lead over the New Salem-Almont Holsteins. We will take a break. We'll be back with some scores from around the region here at the half. Welcome back to New Salem, and certainly a fun game going on here. You see the scoreboard, 23-6. It's South Border with the lead over the Holt team, but still a lot of game at hand here. Let's do some score checks around the region. Of course, the one that I think most people are paying attention to when it comes to relation with this group, it's going to be the Kidder County game. And, of course, if South Border wins and Kidder County loses, South Border is your Region 4 champions tonight. Currently in the second quarter, it's Hettinger County with a 22-6 lead over Kidder County. So right now, if these scores hold, South Border will be your region champs for the first time in co-op history. Let's take a look at some other scores. We'll start at the AAA level, and of course Shanley, the number one team in the state right now, leading 42-7 just before the halftime break over Bismarck Legacy. You got Bismarck Century out in Williston. They're currently leading 21-0 on the road. Of course, a good ranked matchup in AAA. Mandan tied with Bismarck at 21 apiece just past the halftime break. Taking a look at some other scores. St. Mary's in a 20-20 tie with West Fargo on the road out there. Another huge ranked matchup on the east side. Minot leading West Fargo Cheyenne 10-7. That just getting into the second quarter. Some other scores. Taking a look at Dickinson in Jamestown. That one a ranked matchup out west. Dickinson leading 15-14 right now over the Blue Jays. Dickinson, of course, looking to bounce back after their tough loss to Devils Lake last week. Taking a look at some single-A scores. Velva Garrison Drake Animus right now leading 36-6 over Stanley. Cavalier over Botno 12-0. Taking a look at Harvey-Wills County 12-8 over Carrington. Some other scores. Nedros leading South Prairie 7-0. Killdeer 35-6 over Hazen. Beulah leading 23-6 over Hart River. Other games have been just underway. Taking a look at some other nine-man scores from around the region. Napoleon leading Beach 8-0. Of course, we got Berthold and Surrey tied early in that one. Central McLean leading Tioga 16-6. How about West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburg taking on Alexander, a battle of undefeateds. It's the Sioux that lead 26-0 on the road. Grant County Flasher up 22-6 on Hettinger. Scranton out on the road. Other scores unavailable at this time. So those are your scores from around the region. We will have some recap of those games as well as this one that we are at tonight on the Friday Night Frenzy coming up at 10 o'clock on KXMB and KXMC. So be sure to tune in for that. We will take another break. We'll be back to break down that first half right after this. Welcome back to New Salem-Almont, and yeah, this has been a fascinating game to dive into. South Border leading 23-6 at the half. The Mustangs getting off to a fast start, but the Holsteins adding some points right before the halftime break to possibly re-grab some momentum. Let's go over some stats, and Ryan, our stat guy right now, has put it together. Ryan, what is standing out to you most about what the Holsteins have been able to, or excuse me, the Mustangs? Let's start with the team in front. What has stood out to you most about what the Mustangs have put together?
And I have to look at that first quarter. They start off strong. Of course, those 2 big touchdowns add a lot to yardage, but 170 yards in just the first quarter. They have just under 280 total yards of offense. And, of course, you're going to look at those big plays, like the 47-yard pass touchdown to Buchholz, the 56-yarder to Stock, and then that 60-yard touchdown run by France, who has been terrific. He has been the reason why this offense has been so strong. And you look at Connor Koziak, he's had some good runs, but so far that Holstein's defense has not allowed him to find that second level, get into those deeper runs of 10, 15 yards. It's been Berkeley France, only thrown it 5 times, but he has been effective running the ball. And not even just running it, but with his legs, he's setting up opportunities, just like that touchdown to Stock, like we were talking about. When he was running the ball like he attracted all the eyes of the defense, and Stock just had to go on his wheel route, and he's wide open. Nobody saw him. So France is a reason for that, and his ability to do it all and also have guys like Stock, have guys like Buchholz and Koziak. It's a dangerous offense that we knew we were going to see, and it is coming to fruition so far in this one.
Let's go to the Holstein side now, and they moved the ball decently in that game, in the first half of this game. But of course, the points are a different story. They did have some good, good finish to that first half. But what has stood out to you about what the Holsteins have been putting on the football field?
After being down by 2 possessions going into the second quarter, where they averaged less than 3 yards per play in that first quarter, they bounce back. They not only find a way to get into the end zone and find the red zone twice, but dominate time of possession. Had 19 plays compared to South Border's 10, but the key is Wyatt Kuhn, 103 yards in that second quarter from the Holsteins, 66 were to him.
He was a sensation.
And when you get him the ball, that should be the focus, is because you can see it twice, 2 jump balls. He made the play. He found the soft spot in the zone, and he made the play, 50-50 balls. That's what the difference is for them offensively. And it was key to find the end zone before the half, not just to get back in it, but to end those offensive woes after last week and a loss that they felt, like you said earlier, Phil, and Coach Kleingen said, a trap game. And getting into the end zone is only going to help. They have a chance to cut this down even more with that double dip of getting the ball to start the second half. So the key is keep getting the ball to Kuhn. And talking to Coach Melmer, he said, if Wyatt Kuhn gets going, we could be in trouble. So the focus for New Salem is to continue to get him the ball, but for the Mustangs, the focus has to be we have to try to limit him and get him to where he had no catches until about 4 minutes left in the half.
Wyatt Kuhn, a really fantastic first half offensively. And then on the flip side, our player of the first half for the Mustangs has to be Berkeley France. So we'll keep an eye on what they were able to do in the second half. Still so much football left to go in this one. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back with third quarter action after this. Welcome back to New Salem, and before we talk about football, I mean, look at this incredible full moon we have over our stadium here. Just a fantastic night of football. We got a band here with New Salem band. Shout out to them as they get these fans going. It's a football playoff atmosphere for a regular season game between these two teams. Right now, it's South Border leading New Salem-Almont 23-6. But New Salem gets the ball to start the second half, and so now, if you're Coach Steve Kleingen, what is the message ahead of this first drive?
The message is to keep the momentum from where it ended, and that's continuously trying to find ways to get Wyatt Kuhn open, whether it's with underneath crossing routes where he can get some separation, whether it's going back to those deep balls, 50-50 balls, where he's been really successful so far. Try to get him the ball, because if you can get him the ball, that'll open up more opportunities for the star running backs with Alex Brandt and Brock Norton.
What have you thought about the battle of the trenches so far? We talked about South Border maybe being a little bit more physically adept at the line, but what have you noticed about the battle up front between these two teams?
And you're seeing the physicality right away. It's been a very physical, very chippy game, and that's going to continue to be a storyline. But so far, if I have to pick one team that's dominated more, it's got to be South Border, because their physicality is opening up those big plays, those blocks downfield for like Buchholz's big touchdown, for Francis' big touchdown. They're I wouldn't say they're dominating, but they're winning that battle. And if I'm the Holsteins, you got to come out early and use this first drive to show off that physicality and to try to swing it your way.
So we will see the Holstein offense on the field. I'm going to imagine it's a disparity since the last time South Border's been on offense, something of 19 plays to 2 since the last time South Border has had the ball. But New Salem will look to do the double dip here right in the start of the third quarter. 23-6. With plenty of on the line playoff implication-wise. New Salem wants to host multiple playoff games here. They've done it the last few years. They want to be back here. They do not want to have to travel around North Dakota, especially in the colder months of
and then
October.
you have the Mustangs, right, Phil, going for that first region title ever. And it's halftime. Kidder County down by 16.
A little dribbler kick up ahead. It's picked up by Mossbrucker. He's just going to fall in it just past the 30. Better safe than sorry right there.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. Because if you try to pick it up and run and you take a hit, you're more prone to fumble. You're more prone to also lose it on the pickup. Retain possession, just fall on it. That's what you're always taught.
So here is a key drive in this one if the Holsteins want to get back into it. This home fans wanting something to cheer about. They had something to cheer about at the end of that first half. Looking to keep the momentum here. Start of the third quarter. A regional title potentially on the line tonight. As it's Tellman under center with Norton behind him. And a quick outside pass, and it's at the feet of Meyer. Incomplete.
And on that play, if I'm Ethan Meyer, I have to come to that ball. Don't wait for it, because once you come in and receive it, now you're in motion. You can cut upfield. There, you can't let the ball come to you. You have to go towards it.
So now 2nd and 10.
But I like New Salem sticking with the pass. That's where they found so much success at the end of that first half.
Tellman under center again. Wyatt Kuhn to his left. Takes the snap. Pitch out to Norton. Norton trying to find any way to get around that South Border front line, but he is tackled in on the stop. Number 72, Daniel Schumacher there grabbing the feet.
And once again, it's that physicality. You're seeing them storm to the ball. They're reading it very well. And you're seeing the defensive line is doing a great job of shedding blocks as well to get off their man, to get pressure in the backfield. And you're seeing it there, loss of one on the play.
So now it's 3rd and long for New Salem. A key play here. Fakes the handoff. Steps back. Stepping up. Looking to throw. Doesn't have anybody. Going to scramble up ahead. He's going to be well short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down on the scramble by Tellman.
On that play, you're seeing Wyatt Kuhn going downfield against Connor Koziak. That's a 6'3" guy going against a 5'7" guy. I would have tried to take the shot there, especially on third down.
So the Holsteins forced the punt on their opening possession here in the third quarter. Tellman kicking it away, up ahead. Koziak catching it on the fly, looking to make a man miss, cuts up through the 40 to the 50. Inside Holstein territory, we got a penalty as he's brought down just at the 45-yard line, maybe just a little bit past it, but we'll see what the flag is.
Looks like it could be a hold against the Mustangs. Referee's still discussing, and that's got to be a frustrating first drive.
Face mask on the Holsteins, the call from our referee tonight, Dennis Reap. So 15 more on that return. Certainly not what you want if you're New Salem.
And they are starting inside the Holsteins 30 at the 29-yard line. That is not what you want to start, especially after the momentum you got in that first half. You want to carry it over, and now it seems like all that momentum is surely gone.
So South Border will look to capitalize starting at the 29-yard line of New Salem on this drive.
You saw in their huddle, they had to make a little jog up there because they were huddled back past the 50-yard line.
They're checking out of the first formation. A snap to Koziak up ahead, and he's down near a first down marker.
And with their lead, they're going to focus on running the ball. And that's one thing that Coach Melmer discussed with me earlier this week, is that the mentality of this team is so strong because teams know they're going to run the ball, and they're still so good at averaging over 300 rushing yards a game.
Koziak so patient up across a first down, now into the red zone. South Border is.
Koziak kind of looking like prime Le'Veon Bell out there, letting his tackles create the holes, being patient.
He almost takes a couple steps back and then assesses and then goes. We'll see what they do on this drive. He does it again. Assessing, going to the right side, attacks, but Wyatt Kuhn there to limit the damage, maybe a gain of 2.
And what makes Wyatt Kuhn so strong as a linebacker is that sideline-to-sideline speed to make plays like that.
The guy can move for his size. South Border in that muddle huddle in a way, trying to keep the pace going.
This Beulah-style offense.
Gotta love it. This time it's going to go a flip ahead.
Once again, going to that touch pass to Buchholz.
Buchholz there involved this time. And now they're inside the 10-yard line, bring up a 3rd and 3.
And here, you're going to expect them to run the ball, but what I would love to see is going to back to that first 2-point conversion play, the play action where Koziak flipped out. I think that could be a very dangerous play, especially on 3rd and short.
It's Koziak, patient, up ahead. We have a penalty marker as he gets across the first down marker. We'll see what the flag is.
Seemed to be a little bit of contact up in the middle. I think it could be a hold. I think somebody grabbed a hold of Wyatt Kuhn's jersey.
And it is a holding on South Border that'll back the ball up. So instead of a first down, it's 3rd and long in the red zone.
And everybody says it. It's one of the most said phrases about penalties. They are drive killers, and now you have 3rd and short. Now make it 3rd down, about 11. How do you adjust the game plan now? You want to run up the middle. Now you could see a play-action pass here from France, knowing that the run has to be out of the picture on 3rd and long.
3 wide receivers split outside. It's going to be a keeper by France. Sheds a tackle, getting to the edge, and he beats the defender, going to the pylon, and he's going to be short at the 1-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and goal from the 1.
15 with a 15-yard run. Once again, his ability to use his legs, going with a read option. And he sheds a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Wyatt Kuhn was there, just he bit too much on the fake handoff. You saw him lean in towards the middle and up the gut where the running back would go. and he was unable to make the play.
Francis seemed to make all the correct decisions on these read options tonight. First and goal from the 1 in the shotgun. France. They hand it off to Stock. Can he get in there? Looks like he's going to be short.
Looks like he may have lost a yard as well.
So it'll bring up second and goal from the 2 now.
And now you're seeing New Salem stack the box because they know where the Mustangs are going. And again, that mentality, if we're going to still run the ball, we don't care what you think. I still think at some point, even though you're inside the 5, you have to at least mix in maybe a screen, maybe that play action pass from that 2-point conversion. Have to mix something in here because you're seeing New Salem is stacking that box. They have everybody up on the line.
France in the shotgun. Going to go out to his left side, looking to get through, but no, he's going to be upended. It's Meyer there with the tackle.
Great tackle. Went down for the legs, and that's how you have to make that tackle. You try to go up top with the momentum of France. He could power his way through, but you take out the legs, take out all of his momentum. Great tackle, gain of 1, but now you're still seeing it. When you get too fixated on one aspect of play, like this Mustangs offense is doing right now with the run, you have to mix something up. And I think they're still going to run it here because now you're seeing movement on the back end on that right side of the line.
It's Koziak countering up the middle. Is he in? We have a signal. Yes, touchdown, Mustangs. Koziak caps off the drive with 6.
And once again, you're seeing those two guys on the right sideline behind the tight end and the guard. It was Buchholz and it was also Stock. They did a great job of coming over and sealing 2 blocks for Koziak to have a hole right into the end zone. Great block, great scheme. And Koziak, that man loves to find the end zone. He's averaging over 2 touchdowns a game, Phil.
Well, he only has 1 tonight, right? So he'll be looking for another, correct?
He will be looking for another, but that is total his 15th of the year. So regardless, he'll still be averaging over 2 after tonight.
I'm sure he'll be okay with a win as well tonight if he can get it. Going for 2. France. Got a little jump pass to the end zone, knocked away. Isaiah Ballum there on the coverage, and so it'll just be 6 for South Border, 29-6. The lead here in the 3rd and wide. Kuhn is moving gingerly as he makes his way to the sideline.
That's something to monitor, especially being the guy that has been so big for the offense. But I want to take a look at that 2-point conversion. When I was in 8th grade, we had a play similar to that with my twin brother who was tight end. He played basketball, and they called it the Casey Epic B-ball pass. Worked every time, but there France put a little bit too much under it. If he would have threw that more on a line, because, again, he's trying to throw it over a linebacker, tries to get that more on the line, maybe it's caught. But that just reminds me of the days when I was still on the field and not even in high school yet.
Sure, it's always epic to see you play football, Ryan.
Hey, me on the line was always a fun sight.
So a 6-point trip for the South Border Mustangs, 7:17 to go in the 3rd, and now you're really in a moment here where if you're the Holsteins, you desperately need points, and now in somewhat of a hurry. It looks like Kuhn is back on the field, so whatever he's dealing with, he seems to be okay.
And that's big. You have to try to get him on the field, and maybe even take him off the field for a couple plays could be beneficial, but glad to see him back out there. And then, like you said, you got to move quick. This is where New Salem is going to have to keep going with the pass, but also go up-tempo, which is not their style of play.
The kickoff here, a little short one, and it bounces right to a player there on the front edge. It's going to be Cole Gregerson, the backup tight end, who's able to fall on it, and it's going to be another short field for New Salem.
Gregerson, great job there coming up and fielding it. He fumbled it at the end, but was able to grab it just in time. Great starting field position at the 45, but still, time is of the essence here. You can't be just cool and calm. You have to pick it up. You've got to be going on offense.
Down 23, still a 3-possession game. As Tellman fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, looking for space. He's got Brandt blocking in front of him, and he's going to run out of bounds. Maybe right at the 50, that's where they're going to mark him. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
And you mentioned Alex Brandt with the block there. That's a great job. That adds a couple yards because of his ability to block. But if I'm Tellman and I'm the coaches, I have to tell him, let the play develop a little bit longer. He's a little frantic, and you're seeing that because he's taking off a little early. If he wants to move around and keep the play alive, go ahead, but don't be so quick to take off and run.
Meyer on the outside. Norton behind Selman. Drop back. Got a man in his face. Going to throw, and it's going to be picked off. Picked up by Colin Gettle. Can he go the distance? He's going to be tackled from behind by Ray Hawley, but it's an interception and another turnover for South Porter on the year. Their 17th of the season, nearly a pick six for Colin Gettle.
What a play from that defense. And you, of course, want to give the credit to Gettle for making the pick and getting it deep inside enemy territory, but the pressure that they got on Tillman, forcing him to make that throw. This defense has won that physicality battle, and once again, making things hard for that offense. And right now, South Porter is cruising. Trevor Schmidt, you've seen his ability all game to make plays, and once again, he forces that interception by almost getting the sack.
So now it's 1st and goal, just like that for South Porter. Koziak following his quarterback. And it looks like he's going to be brought down maybe just shy of the 5-yard line. So the momentum shifting just like that. For last week, New Salem hadn't lost a regular season nine-man game since 2016. They're in danger of losing 2 in a row.
Now a little bit of movement, changing up the formation, going back to Koziak.
Koziak, no, this time up ahead. Is that Boog Holtz? Looks like it was a flip ahead to Boog Holtz as he gets inside the 5 to bring up 3rd and goal.
Gain of 2 on the play. And now 3rd down and short. You know it's 4-down territory. And you have to expect it to go to Koziak, right?
Certainly.
And you've seen his ability, especially when running to the outside. And so far, Mustangs are hammering up the gut. Maybe attack the outside with Koziak and you can find a way. But same formation, you're seeing Buchholz and Stock lined up behind the line.
Tight bunch, but Koziak moves outside. France going to roll, going to throw it out to Koziak as he falls with the grab, and he's in the end zone. A touchdown for South Porter. Connor Koziak, he does get his 2nd touchdown of the game.
This time a receiving touchdown. France now has 4 total touchdowns. And you have to give credit to the creativity. You're expecting the run, and you're seeing New Salem stack the box, and you see Koziak go out in motion. The defense is late to respond. By the time that France snaps it, he already has an advantage on the outside if you're Koziak, especially with the quick out route. Just deliver past the numbers. Doesn't get much easier than that.
I believe with this extra point, we might be in running clock territory as the kick is up and good. As it is a 30-point margin for South Porter, 36-6 on the road.
South Porter has come in, and they are fueled off of the potential for a region title tonight. And talking with Coach Melmer and the players, it would not just be big for this school, the schools and the team, but also the communities of Ashley and Wishick, knowing that there's never been a region title, and all the support and love that they get from those communities, it would mean the world to both. And talking with Connor Koziak, he mentioned to me the dream is to go into the gym, see that banner, and knowing, hey, I was a part of that, to bring that home, especially that first one. And they're closing in on it. Even if it doesn't happen tonight, despite Kidder County trailing, they need to win just one of their last 2 games. They're in the driver's seat, and it'll be interesting to see, can they potentially close it out tonight? Depends on what Kidder County can do in that second half.
Well, you can never count out a defending state champ.
Never.
It is a large hole to climb out of for the Holsteins. I did take a quick glance at the Kidder County score, still 22-6 at the half. Henniger County leading over Kidder County. So now Leonard, little pooch kick just ahead of the 30-yard line. That is where New Salem will take a take the drive and start on offense again with 5:22 to go in the third.
And here, you're telling your quarterback, next play. It's a key phrase, especially in baseball, after you make an error, but no matter what it is, you have to have that mentality of next play, letting everything go. Because, like you said, you can never count out a state champion, and the battle is just trying to inch away. You're not going to get all 30 points back in one play. Just doing what you can to stay in it and clip and crawl and climb their way back.
High snap. Handed off to Brandt, and Brandt trying to get any sort of real estate, but he's tackled behind the line. South Border is swallowing on defense now.
All the momentum, all the physicality, and you're seeing guys up front like Gettle, like Jacob, like Schumacher. They're finding their way through into the backfield very easily.
Under 5 to go. Now brings up a 2nd and long. The 2 running backs set out of the shotgun again for New Salem. This time fakes the handoff. Pressure in his face. Tellman throwing it off to Brandt. Brandt with the grab. It's like it's going to be a gain of 7, maybe 8 yards on the play.
Great pass from Tellman. Facing pressure. He's able to get it off. Hit the man in stride. That is such a tough throw to make, especially when you're throwing across your body. Great play from Tellman to make something out of nothing. Now 3rd down and about medium.
3rd down for the Holsteins. They break the huddle. Norton behind Tellman. Kuhn split out to the bottom of your screen. Going to go to Kuhn. Quick out and just misses Wyatt out there. The pass wide and it is incomplete and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that's miscommunication. When you want to throw that ball is when Kuhn is making his cutback on that quick curl, and that ball was thrown way too early from Tellman. Miscommunication. And now it looks like the punt team may be coming out.
Yeah, with that incompletion, and we see the clock running now, South Border can feel a victory on the road as that clock continues to wind up 30. As we have a punt back to the Mustangs offense.
And New Salem was without a man. Only had 8 out there, had to get 1 out there on the line.
Tellman with the punt over to the left side. Rolling to the 30, continues to roll. And Will Mossbrucker will down it just at the 25-yard line. So 1st down for the Mustangs as they continue to work on offense. Looks like we still have a lot of the familiar faces on offense here in the 3rd. In the grand scheme of things, this win could do a lot of things for South Border. It was a very tightly contested top of the polls. 10 votes going to Sargent County, 8 or 7 going to South Border, as it's a little flip ahead to Buchholz. Gain of about 3 as it brings up 2nd and 7.
They've continually gone to that, and it's been effective so far, just getting some chunk yardage. And like you said, what a win this could do for South Border. And they're closing in on program history, but the focus is for them, like I mentioned earlier, this is a respect year, and beating the reigning state champs, a team that's taken them out of region title contention the past 2 years, this is where this matchup can start to become a rivalry, and that's what Coach Melmer mentioned to me this week.
Not only would this possibly be their first, as it's a big breakaway run. Connor Koziak, goodbye. He's in for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Connor Koziak finds a hole. It's that patience. He is patient behind the line, sees a hole develop up the gut, and once he sees it, he sees nothing but green grass and daylight, turns on the afterburners, and nobody's going to catch him. Now 3 touchdowns on the night for him. Phil, we have a battle for player of the game now.
It was Berkeley France for a bit, but now Koziak's making a late bid.
73 yards for the score.
That breakaway speed, hard to catch when you're on defense. Extra point on its way. It is up. It is good. How about Eli Doan with the kicks? He's been perfect tonight. 43-6 now. South Border leads.
He came into this one 1-for-1 on field goals, hit a 30-yarder earlier this year, but 18 for 21 and is 3 for 3 on extra points so far. And this one is all South Border. And this is an offense that we knew what they could do. We've seen it just 2 weeks ago, put up 61 points. Coming into today, averaging 47.5 points per game on offense, over 400 yards. And you've seen the big plays in both the pass and the run. Now, 2 60-plus yard rushing touchdowns in this one. They have found success at every level in this game.
Am I counting? There were 4 50-plus yard touchdowns today for South Border?
Only 3.
Only 3.
The first one was 47.
It feels like a blur with how many times they've been running down the field. But yes, they have been hitting the big playability in this one.
And you have to look at New Salem and how much difference this game is if they've been able to stop the big play. If they could have been able to stop the big play, this game is so much different.
Still 1:36 to go in the third. A little pop-up kick once again. Mossbrucker's going to grab it. This time going to try to go on a return. He's got to be up ahead the 50 and knocked outside just past the 45-yard line. A good return for Will Mossbrucker, the senior.
Great return. Had a hold of the outside. Has some good blocking downfield especially. But Gettle, he was the last man to beat. Goes down, takes him out low. But, again, great starting field position at the Mustangs 45.
Now, if you're New Salem, if you do lose this game, which they could possibly be on their way to doing this, they would only drop to the 2 spot because they have beaten Kidder County and they have beaten Grant County. So they would only stay at the 2 spot as a handoff ahead to Alex Brandt. So they would still be in that position to possibly host at least one playoff game moving forward.
Yeah, and that's the bright side, is you don't want to harp on the negatives. And the focus is next week, if they aren't able to come back, is bounce back. You have to focus on cleaning things up, especially defensively, limiting those big plays.
As we wind down the third, under a minute to go, Tellman handing it off. Norton up ahead. Past the 40. I'll bring up a third down.
Third down and short. This is where you're going to run the ball. And right now, focus on taking a play at a time, getting some momentum, and finding a way to just get a sustained drive, because they haven't been able to do that. First couple of drives here, it's been 3 and out, interception, 3 and out. Getting a first down here, you have to get something going.
Tellman again, this time handing it off. Norton up across the first down and more. Move the chains as we look like we are closing in on the end of the third quarter here in what has been an impressive display all around by South Border. And that will do it for our third quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with fourth quarter action from New Salem. 43-6, South Border leads. welcome back as we are back in the middle of a play, and it looks like we have a South Border interception. Carter Glaseman with the pick, as it was a deep pass to Ethan Meyer. And it's another turnover, the second of the game for South Border. And they will take over inside the 10-yard line. And the look on Wyatt Kuhn says it all for the Holsteins tonight as he walks off the field. A dominant effort by South Border as we enter this fourth quarter, 43-6. Running clock. Looking to cap off a fantastic win, a resume-building win on the road.
Glaseman with his first interception of the season, second turnover forced. But Connor Koziak broke up the pass and tipped it up, so he's got to get the assist for that one.
France is going to keep it. He's going to bust out to the left side. He's got a lot of space in front of him. Can he go 95 yards? Will he get past Mossbrucker? He does. He's got plenty of room. How about that? Touchdown. Oh, my. What a play. Berkeley, France, 95 yards.
Wow, you saw it right away. Once again, he does such a great job selling the read option. That's probably been the most successful play all game. And once again, they do a great job of selling the defense to bite on the fake, especially up the gut. He has one man to beat on the line of scrimmage, and then he just shows off his speed, tight roping all the way to the end zone. What a play. I think he really wants that player of the game.
I think he does. He's like, I haven't done anything in a while. Let me go 95 yards down the field as the kick is up. It's good. How about a 50 spot on the road? A 50-6 lead for South Border. This team's going to be a lot to handle as they head into the postseason.
And talking with Daniel Schumacher earlier in the week, he told me, he's like, we have such an explosive offense that pairs with a physical, strong defense. We're a hard team to beat when we play our best. And that's the same sentiment that all the players and all the coaches feel, is that when we play our best, nobody can beat us.
Berkeley France has to be over 160, 170-plus yards on the ground just through his legs tonight. What a dual threat that South Border has. He's only a sophomore, Ryan.
He is approaching 200 yards rushing in this one. He has been terrific, and you're seeing it. I have to keep going back to it. He looks like Aaron Rodgers on those fakes because he does the same thing. When he fakes it, he pulls it back so nobody sees it, and when he takes off, then he'll show the ball when you're in the dust.
Really good ball skills, really good legs. He looks like the full package, and South Border's happy to have him for at least a couple more years, even after this. 10:08 to go. Little kick ahead. It's going to bounce out of bounds. No, it's going to be covered by the Holsteins before it goes out of bounds. Bentley Steffel with the recovery, and the Holsteins will take over just behind the 40-yard line. Here we go. The South Border crowd coming alive on that sideline as they know they're nearing a regional title.
And Phil, do you think the fans know the score of Kidder County? They're checking it?
They might be looking at their phones. It's Brock Norton with a nice run up ahead. Falls awkwardly, but he looks to be okay. Just past the 50-yard line.
19-yard run there. That's a great run from Brock Norton. And you've seen it multiple times. When he lowers his shoulder and he just keeps using his momentum, he's a very hard guy to bring down.
First down, and off. This is Brandt up ahead, past the 40. So big chunk runs as the Holsteins are moving along. Looks to be close to a first down, might be second and short. Going to be second and inches.
A 10-yard gain, great run once again. Now you're seeing a lot of different guys in for the Mustangs on that defensive side of the ball. You're seeing the kicker, who's also defensive end, Eli Doan. You're seeing Joshua Haas, one of those seniors, as well.
It's going to be a handoff Norton this time, going to the right side. Nearly falls. And he'll be sworn by some Mustangs, but it looks to be enough for a first down.
Gain of about 1 or 2, and that's all you need for a first down.
So even if Kidder County wins tonight, South Border will play the Wolves next week, and that will determine the regional if Kidder County is able to come back tonight. South Border has it all ahead of them moving forward as we get to the nearing of the end of the regular season. Hard to believe we're almost to playoff time, just a few weeks away, Ryan.
Yeah, it is hard to believe how quick we've gone through this football season, but that's a key matchup next week if it is for the region. Kidder County against the Mustangs in Ashley in front of their home crowd. Kind of a storybook ending. What a way to win your first region title if you're winning it at home in front of the home crowd.
And they haven't had a game yet in Ashley. I'm sure that'll be a fun atmosphere for that community. And it's nice to see, with these co-ops, these two communities really coming together. South Border's only been a program together in a co-op since 2007, and they're looking to get to uncharted territory. As Alex Brandt gets ahead for a couple of yards, it'll bring up third and about 3 yards.
And now you're looking at the whole season just trying to run this one out. Offense, just trying to put up some extra points, make the score look a little bit better, but the highlight is definitely just the physicality. Both teams were matching each other early on, but once the Mustangs got that lead, they took that physicality up a notch, and it has been fantastic to see.
This time it's a handoff. Braden Rush's first handoff of the game, the sophomore. Getting ahead, and he's got a first down. Nice run by Braden Rush. Getting in the game in this one. The Holsteins will go to Linton next week, and Linton's been kind of on a slide. They lost 3 in a row, hoping to stay within that playoff race. They desperately need a win tonight, and if they can get a win over the Holsteins, then everything's up for grabs here in this Region 4 next week. Handoff, this is Brandt. Getting close to the 20-yard line. Let's say he's at the 22. Bring up 2nd and 6. Approaching 6 minutes to go in this one. Reminder, you can watch the Friday Night Frenzy at 10 o'clock tonight. We'll have a full recap of all the action today. Throw out to Mossbrucker as he sheds a tackle and then is sworn by some Mustangs after that, but it is enough for a first down. A nice grab from the senior.
Update out in the Kidder County game. 7 minutes left in the third. They are still down, but now it's 28-6.
So Hettinger County extending that lead now.
Hettinger County, past couple of weeks, getting some big wins. Not with the start of the season that they wanted, but they are turning it around.
They really have. They really have turned their season around, and getting that big win last week against New Salem, proving it why. Another run up the middle. This looks like it's Brandt again, powering his way past the 10. And so Holsteins will have a goal. No, it will be third down.
And a new update in that Hettinger County game. It's now 34-6.
All right, so things certainly looking up for the South Border Mustang fans.
4 minutes left in the third in that one, and the Mustangs can feel it. The fans showing up in the masses for this one. We knew that we were going to get a big crowd tonight, Phil.
It is a long drive from Ashley and Wishick over here to New Salem. Nearly picked off. That was Luke Piotz that was reading the pass there. Could have gone the other way.
Great play from Piotz. He read the eyes of the quarterback, Tillman, and Tillman right there, right away, he was looking left. He telegraphed the pass. Great play to get your hand on it and forcing that incompletion. And Linton looks like they'll be getting back in the win column as well. I know you were talking about them, Phil. Currently leading Richardson Taylor 50-0 in the fourth.
So things bunching up here in Region 4. Certainly a lot on the line in the last 2 weeks. We got a handoff. It's up for Rush. Braden Rush again. And this time he gets a first down. His second rush, his second first down pickup of the game.
Yeah, coming in, running hard, running physical, and he's had a couple solid gains. Another game around. Grant County Flasher leading 28-6 over Hettinger Scranton as well.
So a good win for the Storm. Always a team that contends in this region. Jamie Krenz and his crew out there. So we got another handoff. This time, up ahead, Charlie Irwin getting in on the action. State champ in wrestling. Getting a handoff, his first of the game.
You see that a lot. A lot of different wrestlers are also football players. And you see a lot of football coaches trying to recruit their players to do wrestling as well.
Well, this is certainly a world-class wrestling program here at New Salem. State champs a year ago as a team, and certainly a lot of talent on that end as they
and what
go
a year,
into the winter
two
season.
state championships, and what a year for that community.
Rush looks like he is in for the touchdown. How about that? Braden Rush coming in and getting on the board. So the sophomore with a rushing touchdown, making the most of his opportunity tonight. .242 to go. They're going to go for two. Tellman making the handoff, looking to get to the edge. That has plenty of South Border Mustangs. It was Piotz that was in on the tackle to start. So no two-pointer there for the Holsteins.
Piotz has been all over the field tonight. Sideline to sideline, in the backfield, making plays in the passing game as well. He's been one of their top defenders.
So 50-12, 2:25 to go. Certainly all but over here tonight. We want to thank everyone who has tuned in for football here on the Dakota CW. Bringing you some of the best teams around the area. And of course, we got to talk about next week. We will have another defending state champ on the air next week on the Dakota CW. Valva Drake Animus Garrison will be on our airwaves. They will take on Bishop Ryan, who currently sits second in the region. So another region on the line, this time at the A level. Valva looks to put a stranglehold on that one and continue their march to potentially a back-to-back state titles.
Bishop Ryan going to be a tough matchup. Had a tough start to the year, but they seem to be figuring it out. I believe that matchup is going to be a good one for you, Phil.
Bishop Ryan having a pretty decent year. They did lose to DLB last night, 14-8, but it was a decent fight. DLB is always a tough matchup when they're playing each other. It's a good region up there in Region 3. As the kickoff goes out of bounds, we'll have an illegal procedure, and the ball will move up for the Mustang offense.
Looks like the Mustangs are just going to run this clock out, let it go.
Yeah, we don't expect many more points, but you never know here in this late going. I'm sure many of the younger players getting into this game, getting a chance at some game action. So apologies if we can't quite find the names right away.
New quarterback in for South Border. It's their backup. It's Schilling who's coming in. So far in the year, has had a little bit of work. He's had 14 pass attempts, completed 6 of them for 68 yards.
And it was Brody Michelson on the carry, a gain of 5, the sophomore. Under 2 to go. What a beautiful night of football we have out here. You just got to be a fan of some great football action as this time the Holsteins defense takes care of business there on that second down play, bringing up 3rd and long.
Massive loss of about 4 or 5 yards.
We will hear from the winning coach tonight on the Friday Night Frenzy as we move closer to the end of this one. Jared Schilling, the freshman, going to get a pass attempt in, throwing it across, and no one there. Incomplete pass. That'll bring up 4th down. This one winding down here. It was a fun atmosphere at the start of this one for sure. Everyone was ready for this one. South Border will get their first win over New Salem-Almont in program history as well with this victory tonight. They were 0-2 coming into this one, including a 38-28 loss in Wishick. As they punted away, I believe this is the first punt of the night for New Salem, or for South Border.
It is actually their second drive of the game. They did punt.
There we go.
But 21 seconds left, just another play for the Holsteins in this one.
The Holsteins will run a play and surely send all the fans home. South Border will have a happy bus ride home. Sure, there will be some celebration going on as they look ahead to possibly finding out that they are regional champs later tonight. It's all but a formality. So just one play to run. Under the lights, under Salem Sioux. Tellman in the shotgun. Excuse me, not Tellman. It's Maxim Nelson who carries it himself, the backup quarterback.
Looks like that'll be the final play of this one as well.
And that'll do it. 50-12, South Border with a statement win on the road here in 9-man and are surely very, very close to their first regional title in program history. We'll be right back with a wrap-up of the game right after this. Welcome back to New Salem as we wrap it up here. South Border with an emphatic statement on the road, 50-12 over the New Salem-Almont Holsteins. What a performance on all facets of the ball. Let's do a little bit of a wrap-up here as we take a look at some stats. And certainly our player of the game tonight has to be at the quarterback position. Berkeley France, 5 total touchdowns, including the play of the game. How about 95 yards in the fourth quarter to put a capper on that one? 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. for him on the night. Oh, nearly 200 yards on the ground and certainly more on the air. Connor Koziak certainly also a great performance. 3 total touchdowns as well, including a big one that he broke, 73 yards in the third quarter. It was an all-around dominant effort. Nearly 500 yards of offense for South Border as they win by 50-12, the final score. South Border will head on and take on the Kidder County Wolves next week, and potentially at the end of the night could be their region champs. We will see what happens with that Kidder County game tonight, as they need Kidder County to lose to Hettinger County for that result. Now going to New Salem-Almont, they will take on Linton on the road next week. Certainly will be a tough test for the Holsteins. They'll look to bounce back. A tough loss at home here, still in the second place spot in Region 4 as they move forward, but it'll be quite an interesting road down the way here at 9-Man. We want to thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in about an hour to the KX News at 10 o'clock for the Friday Night Frenzy. Myself, Ryan, and Tristan will be there for a full recap of tonight's football action. But thank you for watching, and have a great night.
Thank you for watching live high school football, powered by KX Sports on the Dakota CW.